Back with part 3 of the F1 2022 Mclaren driver career mode, and as you can see we are in Down Under with the new track layout. Already made a video on the channel, but I'm really looking forward to this track layout. But conditions for this weekend: drive for qualifying. We've already did practice went alright, used to the track, we're competitive. I mean, we're not back row of the grid which we were in Bahrain. Like, Bahrain was atrocious, Saudi was a lot better in terms of just outright pace, but here I'm expecting better things, especially with mixed conditions toward the end of the race. So I mean, probably start on the hard or maybe medium, and just keep on waiting until the fucking pit stop. That's probably it. Or maybe, you know, do two softs, something like that. Be interesting to see what ways we can go there. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to this, but we're going to dive in to the standings just to give you an update. As you can see, Russell leads the championship. I mean, it's very close. Russell for Sainz and Perez. I mean, the three number 2s lead the three number 1s. Then it's our teammate in 7th, Magnussen in 8th, Schumacher 9th, Ocon 10th, Stroll 11th, Alonso 12th, Gasly 13th, Bottas 14th, us in 15th, and yeah, then we've got Albon, Tsunoda, Latifi, Zhuang, Guan Yu, and then we've got Sebastian Vettel. I mean, 2 11th places, we've did no bad. We definitely should have points to our name. I feel like, especially in Bahrain, the race was really well done. It was really well done in Bahrain for my, I mean, execution-wise, strategy-wise. Probably should have put mediums on for the safety car, didn't. Saudi kind of just lacked that extra bit of pace to challenge for points. Could have done with a retirement ahead. But anyway, let's dive into qualifying. Conditions here for quali. I mean, we've got a lot of. I'm actually going to ask for the weather.
No rain expected.
No rain expected. That's good. That's good. That's good. Right. And this is it, guys. We're going to be starting our flying lap here for Q1. I mean, I think it'll be tight to get a Q1, but you know what? Like, I know in Saudi we did qualify pretty well, but I don't know, I just like the flow. I mean, I like the flow of the Saudi track, but it was always a fucking nightmare at the same time. Take turn 1 a bit wide there, but I mean, hopefully we can gain some of that back through the rest of sector 1. Just love this new section, man. Just takes it that slow ass fucking chicane. I mean, I must have been losing about 7/10 a lap back in the day, man, just through that chicane alone. So here we're gaining it all back. DRS open to the line. Can we get in the 19s? Barely. 2/10 off Charlie Leclerc. I mean, Tsunoda's in between us, so I don't think that's a fair representation of what the Ferrari has, but I mean, that is a solid lap, but there's, it's disappointing because, you know, a few more tenths and we're right up there. It's a disappointing final sector, which would probably argue would be my strongest. Over 5 minutes to go in the session. Norris nowhere near where he needs to be. I mean, as you can see, 2 seconds lost in sector 1. Hamilton, on the other hand, just, I mean, more or less all his time's lost in sector 1 as well. But is sector 1, why is it causing trouble for the drivers? I mean, you've got to look at people who could improve and beat us. I mean, you're looking at, I mean, fuck, literally anyone could. Like, I mean, I know Latifi's shite, but if Albon can manage that, you know, we've got to go it again. I mean, I don't really, I think I could improve in that set of tyres, like, but I don't really want to risk it. You don't really want to risk it, guys. Are we going to make it through? Let's find out. Not ideal, but Hamilton slows down. What a gem. What a gem Lewis Hamilton is. We've improved. Going through, I mean, we're actually getting fucking held up here, and I'm not a fan of this. We need to improve in sector 3. It's where we were slow last time, but we get Mick Schumacher up our arse. I don't really understand why he's doing that. We've damaged the floor, which ain't good. We've got some slipstream off Mick Schumacher, but I mean, we're not fucking improving drastically, to be honest. We took that a little bit better. We're a bit up here. I mean, maybe the floor getting damaged is a risk worth taking in order for that extra bit of performance. Or, I mean, speed through the chicane to get through to Q2. But it's a decent exit. We're giving Schumacher a lovely fucking slipstream though, which is a bit disappointing. We move ourselves up to 8th. We get the way of Schumacher. We've helped him big time. But for us, it could be all over. As you can see, Drivers have improved. I do not see Lewis Hamilton in the top 14. Who has went through and who hasn't? I mean, it looks like a very topsy-turvy grid there. Of course, Lewis Hamilton scraped through. William, I mean, that's disappointing. Like, I expected much more, if I'm being honest. Here is the grid. Hopefully, Norris did well. It's a Ferrari 1-2. Ferrari continuing their strong form. It's the smooth operator.
We have Verstappen, Perez, George Russell, and Hamilton. Fernando Alonso, Bottas, Ocon, and Lando Norris. Magnussen, Gasly, Mick Schumacher, and Joe. Vettel, Stroll, Stevens, and Yuki Tsunoda. Latifi and Alex Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. Natalie Pinkham joins me once again in the commentary box. It's fantastic to have you with us today. I'm curious though, how do you think the drivers stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the
George Russell, of course, leads the Drivers' Championship, but that's just because he's been consistent. Ferrari and then Red Bull, both struggling so far this season in both races. You know, they need to be a bit more consistent. Perez, I guess, has been a bit more consistent than the other three, but Ferrari had a disaster Bahrain. Max had a disaster Saudi. Only time will tell. That rain looks intriguing. I think it is mediums, then softs. Or maybe medium, actually. I think that is the strategy, mediums, but we're wasting no more time. We are kicking off here at the Australian Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go. It's not the best of starts. It's always the second phase I get bogged down in. Tsunoda absolutely destroys me, but turn 1 will be a bit intriguing this year. That was taking very slow. Tsunoda cuts in front of me, man. Near wipes me out. As long as I can block out the... I mean, what is Tsunoda doing? I don't know. I don't really like that. Go fast and I mean, we're back where we were. Here, on the opening lap. But it's all about survival. With rain on its way, you didn't know what the fuck's going to happen. That was risky. That was incredibly risky. Both Astons going for it down the inside. It was done. And that's a job done in my eyes. How many drivers are flying around to the pits, man? I'll take it every day of the week, but Lance Stroll, I mean, on those soft tyres, much better exit for the final corner. We force him wide. We managed to get back in front, but I mean, we're fucking losing time to get Schumacher. Fuck off, Stroll. And Tsunoda around him. P14 set to be ours. Guanyu on the hard compound. We late break it. Easy enough. But conditions are just constantly getting worse with 7 laps to go. Alexander Albon up next in the Williams. Sophia. But Stevie Cool launches it. I mean, the RT is getting stuck. I mean, that is a fucking... I mean, that's bad, like. Because it means we're not going to have... The accelerator is just stuck, guys. Serious questions got to be asked down here at Mclaren, even though it's my controller, so just the cool action scene. But Latifi up in 12. I mean, we're not far away from points. I just wish we were on mediums. Didn't let me fucking pit for mediums. Yellow flag, Kevin Magnussen, medium runner, out of this Grand Prix. My problem is I am really quick through the first sector. And even this part of the track, it's the fucking final sector, man, with the body, I don't know. Whatever parts I've lost off the car are just affecting me big time through there. DRS enabled though, which is only going to help us in the long run. Here, we're sticking up Latifi's fucking... I mean, let's see how much slower this is compared to our laps in the mediums earlier. It just shows you, like, it is. It is slow. But Kevin Magnussen, he's still there. I mean, I thought someone else had fucking binned it or something. But they haven't binned it. Latifi, 3 tenths ahead. just a bit more confidence on the brakes. I mean, that was a naughty move, I'll accept it, but desperate times call for desperate measures. I mean, another reason why we could be losing so much fucking time, because look how much heavier the rain is in the final sector. Never even fucking clocked onto that. Nothing. I mean, we've got 3 laps to go. I mean probably as well sticking a set of inters on at this rate. Like, but I mean, the conditions are atrocious. Where's DRS in these conditions? I'll never really go on. You trying to tell me it's not time for inters? These conditions are horrendous. Just look at the gap. I mean, you can talk about done softs, but the conditions are just that fucking slippy, man. I mean, look at that. Couldn't even make the fucking corner. Oh, this isn't a wet track. Garbage.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home. Standings have changed. Carlos Sainz now leads the Drivers' Championship as a result of his great performance today. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.